Hello, everyone, and welcome to WooStream, where we're bringing Willamette to you. It's fantastic to have you with us for this evening's Parent and Family Forum. My name is Eric Lasan, and I'm from Alumni and Parent Engagement. Before we begin, let me share a few logistical items. This session will operate much like a webinar. The microphone on your computer will not be active during this meeting, and we have Abby Kale and Sayer Cohen of Alumni and Parent Engagement managing production this evening. And we'll monitor the Q&A tab at the bottom of your Zoom screen throughout the presentation. So please submit your questions as you have them. This evening, we'll look back on this academic year so far, share some programming that we have in the works for the rest of the semester, and otherwise wrap up the year. We'll highlight our plans for commencement and provide some suggestions to help support students who may be heading into the summer with less of a plan than they hoped. And we'll also look forward to the next year ahead. Believe it or not, we'll actually give you some highlights of what's to come next year. So let's begin. I'm excited to introduce our Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Ruth Feingold. Dr. Feingold has served as Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences since 2016. Ruth is also a professor of English with specializations in post-colonial studies and women's and gender studies. As a strong proponent of experiential and holistic education, Ruth believes that life is interdisciplinary. Working from that perspective, she seeks to find ways for students to connect what they learn at Willamette, both in and outside of the classroom, with the world beyond our doorstep. Ruth, thanks for moderating this event tonight, and I'll hand it off to you now.
Thanks, Eric. I think the sum total of my moderating is probably going to be moving on to the next person and reminding everyone before they talk that they're supposed to introduce themselves. I don't need to introduce myself since Eric introduced me for you, but other speakers tonight will include Colleen Kawahara, Dan Valles, Lisa Holliday, Don Thomson, Chris Potts, and Ann Lepore, each of them responsible for a fairly major area of the university. Some of you, I don't know how many of you are parents of graduating seniors, will be especially excited to hear from Colleen, who runs Commencement. So she will be able to update you on what we're doing then. For myself, I want to talk a little bit about what we have done this spring in terms of undergraduate education here on the Salem campus in the College of Arts and Sciences and what we have going ahead next year. So April is always a exciting and hectic and kind of frightening month in the College of Arts and Sciences, not only for graduating seniors who are sometimes a little bit frightened and running around saying, oh my God, what happens next? But it is the sum of all the activity that people have been working for during the year. So we just recently completed SSRD, or Student Scholarship Recognition Day, which, if you're not familiar with this, is a day in which all classes for undergraduates in Salem are canceled. And students, both seniors and students of all different levels, are presenting their research projects for the year. So work that they've done in classes, work that they've done independently. Our music students put on performances. The entire campus is devoted to people running around, going from one presentation to another. I can say that I had my Apple Watch on and I clocked full 2 kilometers just running back and forth from building to building to catch different events. Most of these events were also live streamed. If you can't make it to campus in future years to hear your student and their friends present their work, I encourage you to try and tune in to some live stream things because it's really fascinating to see the work that our students are doing individually and as groups. It's a lot of fun. Other things that happened during the month of April include student awards, both academic awards and student life awards. It includes induction of students into honor societies. So we inaugurated our first campus chapter of Sigma Tau Delta, which is the International English Honor Society this spring. Assistant Professor of English Teresa Hernandez founded that chapter, and we brought in our first group of students who were inducted to that. Every spring, this time of year, we also induct students into Phi Beta Kappa, both seniors primarily and a couple of juniors every year. I regularly get questions from students about what is this thing and should I say yes because I have to pay to join? And I say yes. This is not who's who of American university students. This is a very prestigious thing and it provides benefits throughout your life. and it is something that you should say yes to. So if you have a student who has been inducted into Phi Beta Kappa, tell them that yes, they should say yes, and please come to the induction ceremony, which is on the Saturday of commencement weekend. And Colleen might be able to tell you a little bit more about that. One of the other things that happens this time of year in the faculty life, which affects students, is that we are rounding up the hiring of new faculty. So we are bringing in new faculty next year into the music department, into the environmental science department, into the English department. There are going to be more beyond that. Some faculty are tenure line, which means they are going to be there, we hope, for the duration of their academic career. Some are here as visitors for 1 to 3 years. We have a number of people who are visitors who are staying over. But I can tell you that we have hired tenure line faculty, Michelle Talal, into the environmental science department. She comes to us from a postdoctoral position at Duke University, but before that, she got her PhD in Oregon State, and she does work on urban ecology, carbon capture, and ways that cities and municipalities are trying to create natural spaces and encourage people to use natural spaces. We're very excited to have her join us. The music department is hiring 2 faculty members. I can't tell you who one of them is because we just finished interviews yesterday. That's going to be somebody who specializes in digital music and composition. So some really exciting work being done with students composing their own work and using electronic things that don't necessarily sound like music to my ears, but, you know, all very cutting edge, and the students are really excited about it, and old fogies like me can deal with it. We did hire a professor of dramatic vocal arts, opera, musical theater, and art song. That is Hannah Penn, who is a Portland area opera singer who has been here as a visiting faculty member this year, and she is coming back as a permanent faculty member next year. We've just hired a scholar of Asian and Asian American literature, Janet Cho, who's coming to us out of Texas A&M, and is going to be with us for a few years in the English department. And I'm mentioning this both to tell you who some of the exciting new people joining the faculty are, but also to tell you that if your students have expressed anxiety about not getting into the classes that they wanted or being waitlisted, there are more classes being added to the schedule over the summer. We have had an unusually late finalization of the schedule this year because of the FAFSA debacle, which you might be familiar with from your own experience or have heard about. We are not expecting to know how many first-year students will be with us until much later in the spring than usual, as they're trying to get their financial aid offers from a variety of universities sorted out. And because of that, we are holding off on hiring faculty until a little bit later than usual. And because we don't want all of our first-year students to have all new faculty, we have reserved seats from our existing faculty for first-year students, and we will be adding classes that are upper-level classes that are suitable for returning students over the summer. So right now, open registration's on. They can change around their schedules, but then also in August, we will have open registration again, and there will be a variety of new classes on the schedule for them to choose from. So just encourage your students to look back at the schedule, think about changing to what they want then. There should be some pretty exciting opportunities. The other thing for both students and people who are paying students term bills to know about is a new program for the fall called the Bearcat Book Bundle, which was just announced to students this week. This is an option. It is not required, but it is an option that has been created by a partnership between Barnes & Noble, which runs our campus bookstore, and Willamette, for College of Arts and Sciences students. This is a flat per credit fee that students can use to rent all of their course books for a semester. It's $20 per credit hour. So the average student would then pay $320 for the term to get all of their course materials. Hard copies they would pick up in the campus bookstore. Digital texts would be delivered to Canvas, their course sites. They rent the books for the term. They turn them in at the end of the semester. You may have many more questions about this. The fee is applied to the student's term bill, so they can apply their financial aid to it. And thus you would see that fee coming in the term bills that come over the summer. If students want to opt out of the program and acquire their books individually, they're welcome to. This is just one more way that they can get their books. And what other universities have found is that by doing this, students then have their books on the first day of class and they don't have to acquire them later, and they're ready to get going right away. And this can lead to better student success. There is a fully developed FAQ section about this on the college bookstore site. So if you have questions, I encourage you to look. That is going to be starting for the fall. And if you have further questions after looking at the FAQs, please feel free to get in contact with the CAS Dean's Office, cas-dean@willamette.edu, and we'll either try to add those questions to the FAQs or direct you to the right office to find out more. And I think that is about it for me in terms of updates. It's been a great year. We look forward to next year, and I hope your students have a wonderful, wonderful summer. But at this point, I'm going to turn you over to Colleen to talk about commencement.
Thank you, Ruth. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Kawahara, Chief of Staff to the President, Vice President for Communications, and for the past 12 years, Chair of Willamette's Commencement Coordinating Committee. First, I want to congratulate all of the families who have students graduating. Commencement is one of the most joyous and celebratory times on our campus, and all of us are looking forward to celebrating your graduates and welcoming them into the alumni family. So on this slide is some basic information about commencement. It's on Sunday, May 19th. We have four ceremonies taking place during the day, 3 on the Salem campus, and the PNCA ceremony is taking place in Portland. I'm assuming most people on here are College of Arts and Science families. So that ceremony is taking place at 1:30 on the quad on the Salem campus. There are no tickets required for the ceremony. And then after that ceremony ends, we will all drive up to Portland to the Tiffany Center in downtown for the PNCA ceremony, where we will recognize our BFA and MFA graduates. And again, there are no tickets required. Tickets are required for the ceremony, but not for the post-ceremony reception. All ceremonies will be live streamed on our website. The links are not there yet, but they will be on commencement day. We will also be live streaming on the Salem campus into one of our performance halls, Hudson Hall, for in case there's inclement weather, which we never know because it's Oregon. We don't know what the weather's going to bring. So I would also advise you to check the weather and dress accordingly. The ceremony on Salem is under a tent on the quad, but again, I would advise you to check the weather and plan ahead. People have asked about photos. So we do, for the Salem campus commencement, we have a vendor who photographs all the graduates crossing the stage. And then after the commencement ceremonies, they contact each student with links to their photos for purchase. For PNCA, they have a photographer who shares all the photos with them after the ceremony. For the Salem campus, we have a beautiful commencement brunch in Gowdy Commons. Families should have received information about that brunch today. The links for purchasing tickets to the brunch are all on our commencement website. And the brunch goes from 9 to 1 p.m. And again, all the prices and the menu are on the website. I advise you, if you plan to attend the brunch, to purchase them ahead of time because the prices do go up if you purchase at the door. On the Salem campus, we will be hosting, the departments will be hosting open houses, which is a great opportunity for families to meet with the faculty of the departments, to meet with the faculty who have played an important role in your students' academic journey here at Willamette. That takes place from 10:30 to 12:30. And that is all departments except for the music department. The music department hosts their open house on the Saturday before commencement. in conjunction with their senior recital. Parking at commencement. So in Salem, all of our lots are available for people to use on commencement day. We have volunteers driving golf carts, visiting all the lots for anyone who has mobility issues or who just wants a ride. It's from the parking lot to the main part of campus. And the volunteers can flag golf carts for you if there's not one immediately in the vicinity once you park. We also have ADA parking available on our visitor lot at the corner of Winter and Bellevue Streets. For the PNCA commencement, there is a lot available near the Tiffany Center. It's on Alder and 14th, but there's also ample street parking near the center as well. So we have often been asked if people can reserve seats. Again, this is not for the Salem commencement. It's not a ticketed event. So there are no reserved seats. And because we are doing several commencements in a row on the Salem campus, there's no reserved seats. If you do hold seats for people, we do ask that someone remain with the seats that you are holding, as opposed to like laying all your jackets across the seats and then walking away and doing something else, because we have had challenges managing that in the past. People have also asked, is the bookstore open and if you can purchase flowers? Yes, our bookstore is going to be open that day from 8 to 2. And you can purchase flowers. They have a limited supply of flowers and leis. You can also buy diploma frames and other Willamette swag, so you can be covered head to toe in Willamette gear as you celebrate your graduate. Finally, people have also asked if they can bring their pets, and we do have an animal policy at Willamette. So pets are not allowed in the buildings, but your dogs can be outside if they are leashed. So they too can celebrate your graduate if they so choose. I'm happy to take any questions, but we have a lot of this information on our commencement website, including the schedule for the week, which is the week leading up to commencement. And I know my colleague Lisa will share more information about all of the fun activities planned for the seniors on the Salem campus. But in the meantime, congratulations, and I'm happy to answer any questions. You can also email us at commencement-info@willamette.edu, and we will answer them as well as we can. Thank you. I think next is Dan.
Thanks, Colleen. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dan Valles. I'm the Senior Vice President and Chief Operating Officer at Willamette University. Operations at Willamette University includes a variety of functions, including some things like student accounts, accounting, admissions, financial aid, facilities, and technology. Today, I am going to focus on the facilities and technology aspect of that, of this area. Talk a little bit about what we've been working on this year, and then some of the projects that we have on the docket for the summer and next year. So we've had a very busy year this year in facilities and IT, doing many projects. I've picked a few that are most pertinent to this group. There are a lot of projects that we've been working on that have been behind the walls or underground, have an impact on the experience and the functioning of the facility on campus, but are a little harder to see. So we chose a variety of projects primarily to address facilities issues that had been deferred from prior years. Some of you have probably heard the term deferred maintenance. That's all this is just facilities projects that are have aged and that we need to address, that have been postponed from years prior. So a few years ago, we borrowed some funds and tackled a significant number of projects across campus. We focused on addressing issues in systems and other facilities issues in our residence halls primarily, but have touched a variety of buildings across campus. This year, among the many projects that we worked on, we completed fire alarm upgrades in 5 of our residence halls. This converted some older fire alarms to modern voice voice evacuation fire alarms. So this would enable an alarm to not just buzz, but would actually enable a voice command or information to be broadcast through the alarm system. Ultimately, as we implement this type of system across campus, we will have a faster response from our campus safety, more information provided to the campus safety group and emergency responders. Additionally, we modernized and upgraded 10 elevators across campus. We have a number of elevators across campus, so we haven't touched every single one, but we still have quite a few that we will be working on as we go through these projects. We repaired or replaced 6 roofs on campus. We upgraded our IT network system to improve Wi-Fi access and just general internet access across campus, again, with a focus on residence halls. And finally, in the IT world, we did a number of software upgrades, but the one that probably is currently impacting students is our change in intranet. So the My Willamette is our intranet system that enables students to navigate internal services and certain business processes. And we've been working on a year-long update to that system, moving it from an old, outdated system to a more modern, user-friendly system for students to find their way throughout the services on campus. So numerous projects that have been going on throughout this year, and those projects tend to quiet down while we're in the academic year. But then when commencement is over, that following weekend, we start up the summer projects in earnest to get all of the construction that we can get done as quickly as possible over the summer, with some trailing projects going on through fall. So as we look forward, we have quite a few. I find them exciting. I don't know if anybody else will find them exciting, but this is the type of stuff that I like. So we are doing a new dishwasher in Gowdy. So why is a new dishwasher important to you? New dishwasher is important to you because our current dishwasher repeatedly fails. And when that happens, we have to use disposable utensils, and that becomes a challenge. So we will be replacing that dishwasher over the summer, which would enable us to continually use our reusable normal dishware as students go through for meal service. We're doing an LED lighting upgrade. So across campus, we have over 20,000 lighting fixtures, and we're going to replace these old fluorescent bulbs that are no longer in production or distributable in Oregon with LED lighting. And that creates an energy savings for the university and just more modern lighting than fluorescent bulbs. We will continue updating our fire alarm systems and elevators in the remaining residence halls to continue that project so we can get to that point where all residence halls have voice evacuation systems. The big project that I can't believe that I missed in the completed section is a replacement of our boiler system. So our first phase of that project has been completed, and this is the replacement of boilers that were installed in around 1959, 1960. These boilers heat water for hot water in the residence halls, as well as send heat to numerous buildings, 12 to be precise, around campus. All of these buildings were dependent upon this boiler system to provide heat in the winter and hot water for showers, etc. And this system needed to be replaced. We have replaced a part of this system, have taken a few buildings off that central boiler system and replaced them with high efficiency boilers. This moved our efficiency rating from about 30% up to 95% for these boilers in those buildings. We have a few more buildings that are still on this central boiler system, and those will be replaced starting this summer. So that work has already begun. We have been doing some digging on campus. Where we can, we've been preparing for this project so we can have the entire summer to get these boilers in place and open up in the fall without any inconveniences around heat or hot water. And then finally, our technology projects continue. This intranet system that I just mentioned will continue being upgraded and rolled out to serve the students and faculty and staff around campus, as well as a variety of other systems that we are improving and implementing, including our learning management system, which is available for some schools, but not all 5 of our schools. So that will be rolled out. This is how students engage in much of their education here at Willamette University. So lots of projects on our list, many to come over the coming year. I see that there was a posting in the chat or the Q&A about a webpage that has updated the community about the status of these projects. So look forward to continued updates on how these projects are progressing. So that's my brief update, and I think Lisa is after me.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lisa Holliday, and I work in the Office of Student Engagement and Leadership, also known as SEAL, on campus. Some of the areas that our office includes are campus recreation and the outdoor program. We have many different recognized student clubs and organizations. We advise the bistro and student government and the program board. Really a lot of the major events and activities and groups that are sponsored on our campus come through the SEAL office in some capacity. And so tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about what we've been up to this semester and what we have to look forward to for the seniors, as well as what's coming up in the fall. We've just had an amazing spring on campus. We've had many of our traditional events that have been around for several years, if not decades, come back in full force. It's taken a little bit of time since the pandemic, but we've had hundreds of students attending these popular events that I have listed here, from Black Tie, which is our annual formal at the Downtown Convention Center. Willamette Dance Company, that's a picture there from the performance a couple weeks ago. We had over 100 students dance in this production, and 25 choreographed pieces, and hundreds of students attended this event. Just a wonderful opportunity to see the talent of our students. And very exciting, our 34th annual luau is this Saturday. That will be for the first time held in our gym, Cone Fieldhouse. It has not been there in several years, again, because of the pandemic. And if you are local, I highly recommend you attend our luau. The dinner is at 5 p.m. and then they offer a live show at 6 p.m. We even have, in addition to all of our talented students, we have a faculty and staff dance. I don't know if anyone on this call is participating in that this year, but you can purchase tickets online for the dinner. They would like you to purchase them by Friday at noon, but you can also come to the show as well. And so that's our final, I guess, large student event of the year. We do have over 80 student organizations that are active on our campus that are providing all of these wonderful events. And like I said, just have had a great year in that regard. Upcoming, we do have Senior Week that Colleen mentioned. This is almost a week, 4 days of activities for our graduating seniors. I've listed a couple of the events here on the screen, but there's a full schedule on the Commencement website. This is an opportunity for students to have lots of social opportunities with their fellow graduating seniors before family and friends arrive for the commencement ceremony on the weekend. So we have some affinity graduations planned. We have a last night in the bistro where we will have craft supplies so that students can decorate their cap if they want to. We have a wine and cheese night. There's going to be a movie. We're also doing tie-dye and snow cones. Hopefully the weather will cooperate for that one. But just a lot of fun activities that students can attend and spend some time with their peers before graduation. And in the fall, we are already starting to plan lots of welcome back activities and events, including our very popular Activities Expo. For those of you who have newer students at Willamette, maybe they haven't gotten involved yet on campus, or maybe haven't found their people, I highly recommend that all students, whatever year they are at Willamette, to attend the expo, walk around, see what types of organizations and opportunities are available. Student engagement on this campus is just such a great way to meet people, make friends, get involved in the Salem community, get involved in the Willamette community. And also, most of our leadership opportunities that are available are posted on Handshake. And so if your student is looking for an opportunity to take on a leadership position for next year, I would highly recommend that they take a look at Handshake and see what is available, because we haven't selected all students for all leadership positions at this point. So look forward to another end of great year this year, and then planning for next year. And at this time, I'm going to pass it over to Don Thomson from Bishop Wellness Center.
Thank you, Lisa. Hi, everyone. So I'm Don Thomson. I'm the Associate Dean for Health and Wellbeing and the Director of Bishop Wellness Center, which is our student health and counseling center located on the Salem campus, although we do have counseling supports available on our Portland campus as well. So a couple of highlights for the year that I think are worth mentioning. The first of which is, perhaps some of you recall, we were a little thin on our health services at the beginning of this academic year, but I'm thrilled to announce that we were able to hire a wonderful director of health services in Lauren Carlson. She's just been fantastic. Students are just really, really liking her, and just thrilled that she's able to join us. So she's here 5 days a week. Just really excited that she was able to join us. We continue to see really strong utilization on all campuses of our services. I was actually just talking with my staff today about just how grateful I am that our it's hard to say this without sounding like a really old person, but this generation of students is leaning into the conversations around health and wellness in ways that certainly mine didn't, and just really grateful for that sort of engagement from our students. I think a couple of times we've mentioned about, oh my gosh, summer's coming up and what to do. I will be sending out a note to all students probably next week, maybe right between the end of class and finals, but I'll mention it here. So we have contracted with a company called UWill. UWill provides every Willamette and PNCA student 8 free telehealth counseling sessions every academic year. That's in addition to and on top of the stuff that we're able to get in my office. This is important because our office and the health and counseling services will be closed for this summer. Your students, including graduating seniors up until August 31st, have access to this service. So one of the great things about this is UWill is a private telehealth company. They have providers in all 50 states that your students can see. So if your student needs any sort of continued support around health or wellness after graduation or over the summer when we are closed, I really encourage you to look into UWill. It's a really good service that we're able to offer students that really avoids interruptions in care for our students that need them. The other thing that's worth mentioning, we just signed some contracts, and we will be bringing wellness kiosks, which is a fancy name for vending machines with health and wellness things like over-the-counter things, COVID tests, Plan B, things like that. Really excited about this partnership. In particular, we know that a couple of the pharmacies really close to the Schnitzer building at PNCA have closed, and so be able to offer some resources for students that are able to access this on our campus. Really excited about that. So that's going to be probably, they should be up and running by the fall on both campuses. So really excited about that. The other thing I wanted to just talk briefly about, if you've been on any of these calls before, perhaps you know that Willamette in 2021 became a JED campus. JED is a national organization that really takes a public health approach to supporting mental health, limiting student suicide and substance abuse problems on college campuses. It is the premier organization in the country. Most of the Ivy Leagues have signed on to it. There are about 400 schools nationwide. Willamette signed on in 2021. We're in year 3 of our 4-year project, and just really grateful for the work in elevating this conversation across campus. A couple of just the highlights that are worth mentioning. We have a really robust on all campuses care support team able to identify, track, and support students who may need some kinds of support. We have really expanded those roles and the training to all the people on those committees and really have done, in my opinion, a really good job of reaching out to students and connecting them to the care that they need. We offer what is called QPR trainings, and that stands for Question, Persuade, Refer. These are basically bystander intervention trainings. We've offered dozens of trainings this year and have upwards of a little over 200 students, faculty, and staff who have actually gone through this training just this academic year. We have some more planned before the end of the year, so really, really happy about that. As mentioned, the JED program is a national program. One of the things that we did that actually got elevated into their national newsletter is on the back of every one of our IDs, student IDs, faculty IDs, staff IDs, there's a QR code that you can scan that takes you to a website with all of the support services available. So it is literally right at the student's fingertips all the time. And just thank you for actually one of our folks is actually on the call here today is responsible for that. So I really appreciate that. And then the other real tangible thing that I'd like to leave you with is we actually have at the Salem campus, a CAS faculty student task force who has met all year with the intention of really fostering wellness both in the classroom and the curriculum. And some really tangible and positive things have come out of that partnership. I've attended those meetings monthly, and just being able to be in the room with really just dynamic, vibrant, creatively minded students and faculty has just been fantastic, and some good work is being done. So I too am also really excited about the fall. And Dan, you were joking. I too am also very excited about boilers and roofs and stuff. I really like that stuff too. So I'm going to stop there. I think I'm going to turn it over to Chris Potts, who is our Dean of Students at PNCA.
Awesome. Thank you, Don. So hi, everybody. My name is Chris Potts, and I'm the Dean of Students for Community Care and Inclusion at the Pacific Northwest College of Art. So I'm excited to be here with you today. Just so folks know, in my role, really I oversee the student affairs operation on our Portland campus. So that includes our student life, student activities and engagement, student conduct and care, and then health and wellness education, and then work collaboratively with Housing and Residence Life in Salem to help manage our on-campus residence hall here, which is Art House. So I'm here to share a little bit about what we've done this year and some things we're looking forward to. So really, we've been very busy this year. Everyone's been busy this year, but on our campus, we have currently about 22 active student clubs, which is really exciting for us as, again, coming off of COVID, as our students are really starting to re-engage and really find that community, that sense of belonging. Just seeing those clubs and orgs just grow is really powerful. One of our clubs, which are really active, which is our Student of Color Collective, has really done some great work this year that has really brought the local community in Portland onto the campus, and then also really our students here. They have been able to facilitate and work with their staff advisor to install their students of, it's called the Expressions of Color, exhibition, which has been really wonderful. Again, this is an opportunity for our students who identify as Black, Indigenous, or other students of color to have this opportunity to have a space where they can showcase work that is true to them and really their authentic self. So being able to do that here at PNCA was really amazing. On top of that, we initiated, or the Student of Color Collective initiated their BIPOC art sale. So again, another opportunity to center the work of our students of color and really be able to engage in that creative entrepreneurship and sell the many pieces of work that they do. If you all don't know, our students, as part of just their process, they're always making, creating. So they have a lot of things, not only for their assignments that they're turning in for their different classes, but they're just creating all the time. So they do have a lot of things. So that was our first time being able to facilitate and host that BIPOC art market, which also coincided with our first Thursdays, which happens at PNCA. We engaged in our annual holiday art sale, which again is for all of our students. It's led by students, created by students, and it allows for them to, again, engage in that creative entrepreneurship where they are setting the prices for their artwork. They're setting up their tables. They're having conversations with people who are potentially buying that. They're negotiating those prices. So it's a really amazing time to do that, and it's around the holiday time frame. So it's one of the things that I've enjoyed as I've been new to the college, being able to grab a couple of items not only for my office but then for gift giving as well. So I found it to be really exciting. Some of the other things that we engage in, so taking a look at kind of our student development and housing. Housing had a great year as well. With our program here at Art House, again, we have such good access to community activities going on that oftentimes that our residence life professional who lives in, and then the RAs, they do their programming on campus in-house, but a lot of the programming, they really are taking students to some wonderful events that are happening, right across one of the many bridges here in Portland, utilizing our public transit system, helping them to learn and get acclimated to the city of Portland as they are in this space. Some good examples of what they've done. Just a couple of weeks ago, our students, our residents went rock climbing. Last semester, the RAs took a group of students to Comic-Con. If you're a comic book nerd like myself, that's really exciting. They took them across the bridge to attend that, so that was fun to see. But we also want to help support our students who are getting ready to transition off of living on campus. And so we also facilitated for our first time our inaugural off-campus housing fair, which is where we worked with our local Portland apartment communities to really bring them on campus, to provide a space and an opportunity for our students to engage with those apartment communities, to really help facilitate that bridge from living on campus to potentially moving off campus for second year and beyond. To complement that, we also engaged in a off-campus housing program in the residence halls where we were talking through some of those different things that you just don't know as a student who's still pretty young. You don't know what to ask about signing a lease or the questions that you should be asking as you're going into these apartment communities that are off campus. So we were able to engage with that. Another thing, obviously, we still have our student council who is that's pretty active as well. So they are thriving and doing some great work trying to move some things forward that I think are new territories for us as they're seeing the needs or listening to the needs of the students. They are being really responsive and really trying to promote that so that myself and Dean Cole, we're able to listen intently and hear what the students are asking for. So they really play a big role in the advocacy piece. Dawn mentioned earlier talking about the care team. So the care team is one of the areas that fall under my purview at PNCA. So I oversee our team here. And just this year alone, as I pulled the data, we've seen that we've had about 232 cases. So that's 232 students to date that have come through to that care team, where we have worked collaboratively and collectively to really navigate what I like to call some complex care coordination to really help support our students' success as they are moving through their time at PNCA. So that's been, again, it's a really great opportunity for us to cross-collaborate as colleagues, but then also that's multiple eyes that have been on students, really trying to get them to the end, whether that's the end of the semester or the end of the term, and providing them that support. One of the individuals who is a new addition to our team as well has really played a critical role in that care team, which has been our health coach and educator. Our health coach and educator has really been instrumental because they are coming really to help support our students through some of the complexities that we are aware of with navigating health insurance and navigating physical and behavioral health needs that are coming up for our students that are really maybe roadblocks to them being successful in class. So they've been instrumental in providing that additional layer of support as we are helping our students. They also have brought an amazing lens in the realm of health promotion and helping students and the community to really understand health, well-being, and looking at that from a harm reduction perspective. And so really not stigmatizing, but working towards an educational space of the things that many folks may be going through and struggling with that we don't know about, but really we want to remove the barriers from that. So that's been really exciting. These are labeled as new resources, but maybe that's maybe a different wording. Right now, we're currently in the process of looking or searching for a new assistant director of student success. So looking at the academic success of our students, the well-being, that falls under a different area, but we're currently actively looking for, searching for that position here at the Portland campus. We know that position plays a critical role in, again, our care team efforts, and then just the overall success of our students and helping them navigate some of those academic realm pieces. So whether that's time management or some of the academic coaching pieces, or our students who may be they may be on an academic probation where they need to meet with one of these individuals regularly. We're actively trying to find that, search for that position or search for a replacement for that position right now. Similarly, our Associate Director of Campus Safety is a position that we're currently engaging in a search for. And so the Associate Director of Campus Safety works hand in hand with myself and the other leadership here at PNCA as we, again, are working to support the safety and the well-being of our students on campus. Some additional highlights that have just been happening. Focus Week. We just wrapped up our Focus Week, which is a week-long experience that really the entire college comes together to support seniors who are our seniors as they present their thesis proposals or their orals. It's a really wonderful time. The entire college really is there to sit down, look at all the hard work and effort that our students have put into any of their work in the community. It's a really good time for the community because we come together on a daily basis. It's all centered around a community lunch that happens in the middle of the day, along with some really good some programming that happens at lunchtime as well. So we just finished that last week, so that was great. Colleen talked a lot about spring commencement, so I won't necessarily go into that. One of the areas that we're really excited about that are complementing commencement are our affinity celebrations. So we are facilitating a couple of affinity celebrations where our students who identify within that particular area self-identify with that identity. We have a special time set aside for them to recognize those students and their achievements and their accomplishments. So we are hosting a Black and Brown Joy affinity celebration, a Lavender affinity celebration, and our newest one is our First and Family affinity celebration. So really recognizing students who identify as first generation as really making it and getting that recognition in that time. And then we will have our end of the year party, which we're right in the throes of planning right now. So that should be a really fun time. And then some things to look forward to here in the fall. Obviously, we're going to kick things off with our new student orientation. And then what I'm excited about is our PNCA Parent and Family Weekend. So this will be our second year where we're really trying to build that tradition for our Portland campus and really gain some momentum so that our families and our students who are attending this campus here really have an opportunity to experience what Portland and what PNCA have to offer and engage and see their students when they're in the first couple of weeks of school. So I think I've said a lot, but with that, I think I'm handing it over to Anne next.
Thanks, Chris. Hi, my name's Anne Lepore, and I'm the Executive Director of Career Initiatives. So we've heard a lot about all the very exciting and celebratory events happening to mark the end of this year. It also means it's the time of year when we start to get some nervous seniors who are thinking about the job market and what comes next. So we're ready to see them. We're ready to see all students. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what we have going on. So we currently still have a large and strong career team for a school Willamette and PNCA's size. We have currently a staff of 9, 8 career advisors. 2 of those advisors are up at the PNCA campus in Portland. So those advisors represent various what we call career communities. So if you've heard me speak before, you're probably familiar with that framework. But we like to work with students in sort of clusters where we can provide some more specialized attention based on their interests and their goals. It is important that you know that we offer career advising throughout the summer. So we don't leave over the summer. We're still here. Some of us are remote a little bit more, or we're on vacation a bit, but we do still take advising appointments for current students who are coming back in the fall, as well as brand new alums. So we continue to work with alums after they graduate for as much time as they need for the first 6 months. After that, we move to a little bit of a more of a brief model where we might see them 3 times. But really, we don't turn away alums, and we're happy to see them. We know that things aren't always figured out the moment they walk across that graduation stage. So if that's the case with your student, please know that's normal, and we're here to help them. We had a great year. We did a lot of the things that we always do, such as our career courses. I offer a course in career planning. We have a course in job search strategies. We offer academic credit for internships. We've done a lot of work with our pre-health students this year, some exciting new programs there for students interested in health professions. But maybe one of the things I'm most excited about is happening in 2 days. We're hosting an in-person job fair and career fair event up at the PNCA campus. And we haven't done one of these in a while, since really not before. I mean, we have plenty of in-person events, but an actual job fair has been more rare since COVID. And so this will be an opportunity for students to connect with arts organizations, share their portfolios, share their artwork, visit with employers who may be hiring interns or who just want to network. Salem campus studio art students, art history, and adjacent majors have also been invited to that fair, so they're welcome as well. We also still offer plenty of funding opportunities, the most pertinent of which right now is our summer internship fund. So this is for all students with the exception of the graduating seniors. This is an opportunity for students to apply for funding to offset the cost of either low paid or unpaid internships. So sometimes students get great opportunities for interning somewhere, but they're cost prohibitive for some reason or another. Maybe the travel to get there or the pay or whatever is just not enough. So they can apply for funding to offset those costs. The applications are due this Sunday. We've been marketing it quite heavily, and I know they've been marketing it up at PNCA as well. But the Salem campus has offered workshops on those applications, and we hope to see plenty of students take advantage of that. This is also the time of year where non-graduating students may have summer plans. They may not. It's always a busy spring. It sneaks up on them every year. And so, again, we are around these coming weeks. We know that as students begin to finish up coursework and finish up finals, all of a sudden, summer plans come to the forefront of their minds. And so we will be offering plenty of advising appointments for students who need a little bit of last minute help on coming up with a plan for the summer. It's still possible to have something really, enriching for them. Some internships have certainly filled at this point, but that doesn't mean that there aren't still a lot of options for students. We can help them troubleshoot that. We can help them piece together some opportunities and come up with a summer plan that is going to be helpful for their professional development. They can also still receive academic credit for summer internships. That doesn't mean that we go out and help them get the internship or that we have a list of internships that offer academic credit. What it means is that students who have obtained an internship for the summer can, in addition to being paid for it, which is ideal, doesn't always happen, but ideally they would, they can also receive academic credit. They have to sign up for that through our office, and they complete an online course where they reflect on that experience and set goals, and turn in various assignments concurrently with that summer internship, and then earn academic credit as a result. It's a great opportunity for them to get some credits for work that they're already doing, and to be somewhat forced to reflect on the experience and think about what it means for their professional development. You can definitely find out about things that we're offering through our website, through Handshake, which is our online job platform, and through our newsletter, which students get. You can always ask them about that, and our social media accounts as well. So I know we're nearing the end of time, so I will look to see if there's any questions for me. And I think I'm the last one. So
Yeah, thanks so much, Anne. That's fantastic. And to all our panelists, thanks so much. We are, as you noted, running up against time, but the panelists have been in the Q&A answering questions feverishly. I guess I would just say, Ruth, if there's any overall reflections that you want to share, or to any panelists who answered a question that you think the general audience might benefit by hearing the answer.
Oh, that means that I have to go back and look at all of the answers.
Well, any panelist could, if they answered a question.
I would say that a number of the questions are things that could be answered by looking at the various links that Abby has been very diligently posting up in the chat, which is really great. So we have a pretty thorough commencement page. We have what I think is a pretty thorough fact page about the Bearcat book bundle. We've had a few questions about sort of, what can students participate in if they're PNCA students, if they're Salem students. All students are members of the Willamette community, and I would say that all students should feel welcome to come to all events. You as parents should feel welcome to come to events. We do not require tickets on the Salem campus for the Salem commencements because we have enough room for seating. So even if you don't have a student who's graduating this year, come and join the fun, get a preview of what's happening next year. We have open houses with our faculty before commencement. You can meet your students' professors. It is, as Colleen said, a really special time of the year. I love commencements. I have done many, many, many of them, and I never get tired of them. If your student still does not have summer plans, that is okay. As Anne said, there are still things that they can do. What I also tell my advisees is the summer after your first year, it's okay to just have a job flipping burgers, spend time with your dog, spend time with your kin brothers and sisters, spend time with your friends, spend time with your parents, and recover from what has been a very eventful year. Summer after sophomore year and summer after junior year, it's a really good idea to start trying to develop professional experiences. It's a bit late to do it now. It is not impossible, but even if your student has sort of missed the opportunity for the best possible thing that they could be doing this summer, it does not mean by any means that it is a waste. And one thing that they can start doing is planning for next summer. So never hurts to plan a little bit ahead. Anyway, thank you very much for attending. Thank you for being engaged in your students' education and for wanting to know what's going on with them. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening.
All right. Thanks very much, Ruth. And to all our panelists this evening, hopefully our audience found this information valuable. And what a year it has been. And as we've all shared, we're also already excited about the year ahead for next year. So we're excited to share all this information with you. We're thankful that you spent your time with us this evening and hope you found this interesting and enjoyable. And so again, panelists, you were fantastic. Thanks so much. And please, everyone, take care.